morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is my FlossTube number 187. It is Sunday, April 23rd. Welcome to any of you that are finding my channel for the first time. I hope that you like what you see, want to hit like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back, sharing this little bit of my life with me, and I really do appreciate every time that you guys are here. If you really like what you see, I do have a super thanks button below, which is just a way that you can give monetary thanks. It's kind of the same as buy me a coffee or Ko-Fi, but it's just right here on YouTube. Kind of makes it easier for everyone, I think, a little bit. You don't have to go anywhere else. And I do want to give a big thank you to Chatelaine pal for using that in the last week to give me a little monetary thanks. That money, if you do that, it basically goes back into the channel. It pays for my Zoom membership and any mailings that I do, that kind of thing. So it is very much appreciated. Of course, totally not required. I don't do YouTube to become a millionaire, obviously. But any little bit of monetary thanks does help and is very appreciated. I always give you guys a Southern California weather report, and I'm sorry to say that we have hit the hotter weather of the year. The last 2 days, the temperatures got up into the high 80s, may have hit 90. I'm not sure. All I know is it was hot in my apartment. I don't like it when it's warm. It makes it much more difficult for me to sleep. I definitely like it cold when I'm sleeping. I love cold weather and being snuggled under a ton of blankets instead of having no blankets and being sweaty at night. So yeah, it's supposed to actually kind of cool off a little bit. It's in the mid 60s right now. I have my window open to try and get a little cross breeze, especially since I can't have my air conditioning on when I'm doing my videos. It's supposed to, the temperature's supposed to go to like the low 70s for like the rest of the week. But then again, going into next weekend, it's supposed to go back up into the 80s again. You know, mid 80s isn't bad. It's when it starts approaching the high 80s and 90s that it starts getting a little bit more miserable for me on my second floor apartment. As I said, heat rises and this gets to be a little bit of a hot box, but it is what it is. You know, the summertime weather is certainly beautiful. If I had an outdoor space or a patio or something, I would enjoy being on it. I just don't. That's not my situation. So I actually went out to dinner last night with Aaron and Stacy and the kids, and it may be the last time, or maybe second to last time, I'm gonna see them in real life before they move. Their house did sell last week. They're in escrow officially, so that's exciting for them. And so they're gonna be starting they're gonna take like a road trip to get to Michigan. So they're gonna be leaving sometime at the end of May and arriving in June. They did decide not to try and purchase a house yet. They're just going to get a temporary like apartment to live in, and so that they can actually go house hunting, you know, more realistically. So of course I'm excited for them. I'm sad for me. We'll just have to wait and see what the future holds. My brother did tell me he'll be back in September for something for work, so I will definitely get to see him then. Hopefully we can hang out a little bit, go out to dinner, something like that. So that'll be good. But and hopefully I'll get to see them again before. But I'm kind of digressing. I brought that up because I went actually a little bit early. I knew I was getting there about half an hour before they were supposed to get there, because the restaurant that we went to, which is the Spaghetti Factory, for those of you who know Southern California, they had 2 benches. Like, they have 2 benches outside, and they're shaded. And so I was like, you know, this is a great opportunity to just go sit outside. And I brought a little crocheting, and so I just sat outside for half an hour, just enjoying being out in the air. So that was nice. But anyway, yeah, the weather has turned warm. It is definitely getting into summer weather for us. I'm sorry if I'm futzing with my hair. I have worn bangs my whole life, I think. And every time that I've tried to grow my bangs out, I get to a point where I can't stand it and I end up cutting them because I can't stand it. And I'm trying kind of to grow them out again. I don't know to what end. Like, I don't know if I want to have like curtain bangs, just longer bangs, or I don't know what. But I kind of decided I wanted to let them grow out. But they're at that stage where they're driving me nuts. And so they're constantly flopping. They're like not long enough to like actually clip back, and they're not, but they're so long that they keep flopping in my face, and they're driving me nuts. So bear with me on that, because I will probably be like adjusting them constantly, because I want them to go over here and stay. And I'm not like a hairspray type person, so. Okay. Oh, the other sort of business thing, we had a Zoom call last Sunday, which I guess for the other people online it was fine. It was miserable for me. Zoom officially does not work on the Chromebook. I tried like doing a bunch of different things that were suggested, and it still didn't work. I actually realized after the call I updated my Chromebook, but I was so frustrated during the call, and also was getting myself a little bit upset because I was realizing that, like, again, my family is moving, and so the way I'm going to be able to, like, you know, visually keep in contact with them is through like Zoom, playing games, having family game night, whatever. And if I can't get on Zoom, that's going to be a big problem. So I gave in, and I went in and I got myself a refurbished, inexpensive PC. So I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with Zoom anymore. All I've done is plug the PC in so I can get its battery out. I haven't even opened it yet. So I have to set up some kind of like test Zoom to make sure it's working fine, although I don't see why it wouldn't. And hopefully that will be fixed. So I haven't set another date for May yet for Zoom, but stay tuned. In the space below, I'll announce it when I do it. And I'll probably do that this week. I'll go on and look at the calendar and see when would be a good time for me to do it. But yeah, so hopefully that will be taken care of. I just was so frustrated. I mean, the Zoom call for me was basically every 15 seconds I had to reboot, and it was like when it lasted a little bit longer before it like died on me or whatever it was doing, it was booting me out basically. The meeting stayed open, but I was just losing my connection constantly. So anytime I was like semi getting into a conversation, it would stop in the middle. So honestly, I don't even really know who was on the call or on the Zoom, because I can't focus on it. So if you're on the call and I didn't even say hi, I'm sorry. Hopefully that will all be fixed next month. Because it was, I do the Zoom because I want to connect and because I'm excited to see my Stitchy friends, and it just became a big negative experience last week. So, oh well. A bunch of people that I know are in Vegas this weekend for Stitch Shenanigans, so I hope they're having a good time. I think they're coming back tomorrow or tonight or something, and offer to possibly go at the very last second. And of course, I can't, I didn't have anything to do with Baggy, for 3 days, but that was a little bit of a regret, but maybe next time I'll be able to go with a little bit more preparation and notice and whatever. Okay, I don't really have a bunch of other stuff to talk about today, so let's just get into it. This might be a shorter video, or, I might start just yapping about nothing in particular towards the end, so who knows. So I worked on 5 different projects this week as far as cross stitch. Sunday was the Zoom, so my intention is to work on my counted canvas during Zooms, and even though I was spending most of my time getting on and off the internet or on and off Zoom, I did manage to work on this, and then I worked on it a little bit after the call was over. So this is Country Garden Counted Canvas from Nancy's Needles. And so I finished the center section, except for the middle of the flowers. The purple ones have like a purple sparkly middle, and then the other ones have snow. It's supposed to be mango snow, which I don't have yet. I do have a friend that's supposed to be sending that to me. So if I get that from her, then I will use it. If not, I think I have an alternative floss that I'm going to use instead. But actually, I really like how this is coming along. I like the changes I made. I changed the background to this sort of soft pink color. In the pattern, it's sort of a gray, a seal gray or something they call it, and I didn't really like it. So I made my changes, which any of you who've watched me for any length of time know that I do that. I make changes all the time. Okay, so actually I worked on a couple things this week that you haven't seen in a while. One of them being my classic poo. This is one of the first things I started. I'm trying to see if I can find the photo. The cover photo. So, and I've told this story before, this totally reminds me, or it's a good memory of my dad. Here it is. I remember him reading me the story when I was a little kid, and I found this fabric that I really liked on eBay and had no idea what it would be good for, and then realized it would look really good with this pattern. Now, I got this on Etsy, and this is one of those things where I think somebody just took a pattern, put it through some kind of software, and it turns out it is a giant, giant, giant pattern. Ridiculous. Like, I don't think it's something I would get now, but I mean, I have it, I like it. So I worked on the actual Pooh Bear, the black outline, and so all of this, all of this part is what I worked on. So this is going to take, you know, forever because the fill-in is, it's just a huge amount. Like this balloon, I've been working on this balloon off and on for 4 years, and I come in and I'll put in 3 lengths of floss and it doesn't look like I made any difference. But it is what it is. And it's here, and I feel like in no rush to get it done, and I just enjoy working on it when I work on it. Oops. So that is my classic poo. I worked on the Cardinal that I'm doing for my friend Tracy. This one right here. And I talked about it last week that I wasn't happy with the contrast between the two colors of red, although they are the ones that are called for. However, this is a really old pattern from like 1974, I think, when I told you guys last week, or 76 or something like that. So maybe the colors have changed. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just take a darker color and add it to the dark color, so it'll, you know, just with one strand. And I started doing that, and I didn't like how it looked. So I ended up pulling out all of the darker red, and then I'm doing it blended. So I think it looks better now because you can see the contrast. So I pulled out all the darker red and replaced it, and then I worked on this little branch and the little feet and everything. I think this is new too. I pulled out Kitty Magic this week, and I worked on that. Since this is kind of my friends and family month, I put Kitty Magic in there as something that kind of makes me think about my mom. And I don't really know why, except that she just loved cats. And she always wanted a white cat, a white fluffy cat, which this isn't even a picture of a white fluffy cat. It's a black fluffy cat. But it still makes me think of her. So I was really intrigued when I started this one with sort of the monochromatic aspect of it. So it's basically black, white, and gray, except for the eyes are this pop of green, which I just think is going to be gorgeous when I get to it. I still am in the whites and grays, or whites and light grays section. So it just doesn't, when I pull this out, I feel like it doesn't really look like anything yet. But I did that bit of that diagonal. So I'm still in that background. And I'm stitching this one just slightly different, at least right now, slightly different technique as far as I'm still doing my diagonals, but I'm not doing each row. I'm basically, since right now I'm in, there's only like 5 colors in the whole diagonal. And so and in each section, there's maybe 2 or 3, like each, you know, not formal section, but there's maybe 2 or 3 colors. So I'm basically pulling a color all the way down until I'm done with the strand. And I probably will continue doing that until it gets a little bit more confetti, and then I'll go back to my original way of doing the diagonals. Okay, and then the last one I worked on this week is To Everything There's a Season, which is also sort of in honor of my dad. And last time I pulled this out last week, I told you that I would, you know, when I pulled it out again, I would need to work on the border and with the HAED DMC light effects, which I did. But then I also, so I finished the bottom border. I finished the spring vignette, I guess. The spring tree. And then I did a couple threads of words and started down in here. So I have the spring and summer. Done. Okay, and that is all the stitching that I did this week. But as you know, I have started a sort of secondary hobby with crochet, and so I worked on the two projects that I kind of have had going. I worked on them a little bit. So I added a couple more rows on my basket, so you can see that the side walls are growing a little bit. I have this much left in this ball, and I have another ball. I may need to get another one because I'm thinking that, you know, I want the walls to be high enough so that I feel like it's a proper basket, and I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see when I get there. But I enjoy working with this yarn. I like the thickness of it and everything. So I know it doesn't really look like much yet, but it's really pretty colors. The one thing that I really like about this particular yarn and this particular color of this particular yarn is I just really like the way like each color has just these speckles in it of all the other colors. I really like how that looks, and so I'm enjoying working with that a lot. And then I worked on my shrug. So there's a couple more rows in it since you saw it the last time, you know. I actually did like a whole row and then back, and I got to like maybe here, you know, close to the end of the second row and realized that I had a mistake from the row before and I had to pull everything out and start over again. I debated about leaving it, but then I was like, no, you know, it's easy enough to pull out. I do have to say that's one thing I like about the crochet as opposed to cross stitch is it's not hard to pull stuff out and reuse the yarn, and you know, it's like nothing is ruined or anything. So anyway, this is what this is looking like. Really pretty. So I'm enjoying working on that. So like, you know, when I pull it out in the evening before bed, I'll like do a couple rows, and I haven't worked on that every night because I have other things too, but I have enjoyed working on that one. And then I was so happy with my elephant last week that I, you know, immediately wanted to start another amigurumi, and I am doing a Baby Yoda. So, let me see if I printed it so that I could tell you. Yeah, so this is Teresa's Crochet Shop is the designer, and I got this as a free pattern on Love Crafts if you are interested. So I finished the head. So cute, so cute. And started on the body, and where did I put that? Where did I put my little holder? Oh, here it is. I was trying to organize everything before the video, and so I have everything everywhere. I also got this pattern for a kid I know might be interested in getting that eventually. So this is the start of the body. So, you know, it's quite a bit more to go, and it tapers up, and then you attach the head and then you make arms and a cowl, and that's it. So I'm really enjoying doing the amigurumi. I love it, you know, and it takes just a tiny bit of yarn, which is why I got those tiny balls of yarn last week, because then I have a lot of colors. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. So I don't know what my next one's going to be once I finish the Baby Yoda. But I don't know, I'm really enjoying doing them. So that is it for all of my work this week. I have the tiniest bit of haul, and most of it is not actually purchases. Well, I got another set of crochet hooks just because they're inexpensive, and I just wanted to see the difference in using a different feeling, a different like maybe a more ergonomic handle. Although I'm liking the handles that I got that you add to the metal ones. But I just got a little set. Again, this was inexpensive to try out. And then the other things that I got this week, when I went to go to dinner last night, after my mom died, we went through her cross stitch and all of her arts and crafts stuff. And Reagan took a couple patterns or a couple kits that I got my mom previously, and she decided she doesn't want to work on them, so she gave them back to me. So I bought these a long time ago, like 3 years ago for my mom, 2 years ago for my mom. and I got them back. So I don't know if there's something that I'm going to use to do, or give them away at some point, or what, but I'm glad to have them back. So I got this little, they're both realistic, the little tiger and the little frog. They're both really cute. I was thinking maybe I will work on this one next year for be my own Valentine's SAL, maybe. I don't know, but I'm glad to have those back. They asked me, you know, like, do you want these back, or should we just get rid of them or give them away? I'm like, no, I want them back. And then the other two things that they gave me, I guess they got these last Hanukkah when they were out of town, and then I didn't get them. You know, they didn't give them to me. So they're for next year, but you'll see them in my videos next year. So I got really cool menorah earrings to wear at Hanukkah time. And then Reagan had a competition a couple weeks ago in Vegas, so they stopped at Citrus Paradise, and Reagan picked out this needle minder for me. How cute is that? And it is from Annie's, it's from Annie's Craft Store, Floral Kitty Needle Minders. She got me the purple one for obvious reasons. And I actually like the little card that came on. It has a little kitty on the back too, so I can cut that out and put it in a journal. So that is from Reagan and Stacy, but Reagan picked it out. She made sure that I knew that. Very cute. Okay, so that's about it. I have plans for this coming week, obviously more of the same. And then next Sunday will be the 30th, so it'll be the last day of the month, so time to start my new month, which for May, my theme is going to be fur, feathers, and flame, which basically is cats, birds, and dragons. So I need to pick out the charts that I'm going to do. So I'll show those to you next week. I am going to dye the fabric that I picked out. So I'm going to be starting the prickly owl. I'm doing this with Julie from Stitching at the Cabin. We're both going to start it next month. So I'll probably start on the 1st. And she will start it as well, and then who knows when either of us will finish it, but it's such a cute little pattern. And I got this from my friend Dawn Fish, who lives in Arizona, and so I'm excited to, it's kind of like a double friend thing. And it came with a cream Aida, which I don't like, but I have this other blue Aida from another kit, and I think it looks really pretty with this color, but you know me, I have to zhuzh it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to dye this this week. I'm going to add a little turquoise to it or something. Just give it a little bit of modeling. But, I mean, the color I think looks really good with the color, the floss colors. So, yeah, I'm going to like that. But I want to brighten it up a little bit, I think. So, that is part of my plans as well. So I think that that's about it for this week. I realize this is a really short video, but it is what it is. I'm a little bit tired, as I said. The hot weather, I don't sleep as well, so definitely I'm going to be taking a nap today. I have to do the dishes and maybe straighten up around here because it's getting to be a bit of a mess, but I don't know. It's going to be, you know, sort of a relaxing type day, I think. So I hope that you guys are having a great week and that you'll have a great week next week. I hope that if you're getting warmer summer weather or spring weather, I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it doesn't get too hot for anybody. If you're on the other side of the equator and it's starting to get cool, bundle up. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.